Hey guys, welcome to the Sunday video. Adam's here today. We're going to work on his truck just a little bit. So we got some weird wear going on the wheels. So what are we going to try to do?
Hopefully see if we can align it a little bit.
We're going to try to use the string method and align this thing, which I mean, I could probably just take it to the shop, but yeah, I don't know. We're going to try this. So we're going to try to teach you how to do an alignment at home by yourself. So the tools we got to do this, it's going to be relatively simple. You're going to need some string. I got white so you can see it on the camera. You're going to need a tape measure. Love Milwaukee, rep Milwaukee. Got the stud because we're studs, right?
Sure.
No? Okay. Anyway, so that's really all you're going to need. We're going to need the string and we're going to need some jack stands and some blocks so we have something to attach the string to. Other than that, yeah, we got a 3-valve Ford, so I'm sorry about that. 3-valve Ford.
Hasn't died yet.
What do you have to say about your 3-valve Ford?
It's still ticking.
It sounds like a diesel.
Exactly.
It sounds like a diesel truck. The exhaust manifolds sound like they're going to fall off. No? So what have you done to this truck?
We've got a 2.5-inch level on the front. I got
Okay.
airbag suspensions in the back.
You don't have a tank.
For the air.
Suspension?
I've got a onboard compressor that I can
okay.
control in the cab.
Okay.
Nothing funky with the tune. I've messed with tunes in the past, but
Well, those canned tunes are junk. Anyway.
yeah, so it's just sitting stock. And then, some body stuff. Got the flares on there and the
Oh yeah, guys.
roll
So
bar.
this is also Duplicolor perfect match. So look at this. Look at these fenders, and then look at that. Pretty close. Duplicolor perfect match again. I'd recommend it to anybody. And this is more what you're supposed to use it for, is little stuff like this. Not like we did and paint the whole damn bumper with the stuff. But it ended up working out for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we got these KO2s on here, and in the back they actually look pretty good. In the front, they look
Like crap.
not so good. So we're going to try to see if we can align it. Obviously we can't mess with the camber, so this is just going to be to adjust your toe. And it's going to be a little painstaking for me because I'm used to using our lift at work and using the alignment rack that way. The alignment rack we have at work, just to put it in perspective, that Hunter rack is about a $65,000 alignment machine. So it's not something that anybody can do. No one's going to be able to afford to buy one of those. So we're going to try this string method. I've actually never tried it before. So like I said, we're going to need our string, our tape measure, some cardboard. I'd like to mess around with making something so we could adjust camber. I think I could make a jig and basically all you'd need is a level and we could try that. But for today, we're going to try the toe. I'm going to show you these tires here. They look awful. I don't know if you can see that. It's like terribly worn right here. This looks okay. Then we'll go to the back. The back, they look great. I mean, they look like brand new still. Obviously, there's no adjustment in the back. So something is screwed up in the front. You said you did a repair, though. What was the repair you did?
Well, the upper ball joint got effed up, and so I had to replace that.
Oh, so you had to move the control arm.
Yeah, so it had to move, so it could have when it went back in if it's not. And I didn't do an alignment like I should have after that, so it could have got effed up.
But you didn't touch the other side.
Didn't touch the other side, no.
And the other side's worn like just as bad.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna set this up and then we'll tell you what we're doing. We got going on right after that. So we got this cinder block back here, and we're gonna tie our string around this block, and then we got to go all the way to the front of the truck. So if I can find the end, we're gonna tie this around this block. Just doesn't really matter where you do it. We'll worry about that in a minute, but get it tied around there like that. Then we're gonna walk all the way to the front. We didn't have 4 jack stands, so we're using a cinder block in the back. Come to the front. We're gonna tie it around up here as well. And right now you don't have to worry too much about where you're placing it. You just have to get it tied up so you can get started. So then I'm gonna cut my string and just tie this around this jack stand. Just like that. So now you can see our string goes all the way from this jack stand all the way back to that cinder block. So that's our first point. We gotta do the same thing on the other side. And I've seen a lot of videos of guys using twine, but it's so like fuzzy that I don't think you get a really accurate measurement with your tape measure. So I like using something that's a little finer and doesn't have any crap sticking out of it. So this way it's just a little more precise, because this is all about being precise. Your alignment, if you don't have good precision, you're not gonna get a good alignment. So I wanted to use this string just because I thought it'd be a little more accurate. This is like $2, so you only have to spend like another $1 over buying twine, and I'm pretty sure that's why guys buy twine, is because it's cheap. But if you're going to screw up your tires even more, I don't see the point in buying the twine when you could buy this for another $1. So there, now that part's set up. All right, so we got our string. It's running all the way to the back of the truck there. Now what we got to do is we got to take a few measurements. So we want to pick a spot relative on this wheel to line the string up to. So we want this string to be like, let's say, lined up with this center cap, and we want to line it up there in the same spot on the center cap on the front. We got to get this string nice and tight, and then we'll take a measurement all the way around to make sure the string is equal distance around all 4 wheels.
That's what happens when a hole hits it.
All right, so we ran into one issue, and here's the issue we're having. So if you can see on this side, this string goes all the way straight across to that cinder block, and it actually clears this running board on this side, which it looks like it's touching it, but it's not. It's about that far off touching this running board. Go over to the other side. I'll let Adam tell you the story. So what happened?
Some a-hole hit me.
Yeah, so what happened was he was driving around, some guy took a wide turn, hit him, and then he ran. So what did you do?
I chased him down with his license plate.
And it didn't, what ended up happening?
He guy didn't have insurance or whatever, so...
Yeah, so somehow his insurance company sent someone after this guy because the police didn't do anything. They found the guy doesn't have insurance. And in Minnesota, what do we, part of our insurance pay is for people that don't have insurance, which is great. So basically they're trying to get his money back. But one of the things that happened when this happened... All right, so what happened in this whole, what are you doing?
Let's look at my truck.
Oh, cool. So the guy destroyed this running board and it's getting in the way of our string. Sammy, don't eat that. Hey. Anyway, so he destroyed this running board and it's getting in the way of our string. On the other side, it's barely clears. This side ain't gonna clear. So, because we're stupid, we're gonna try to bend it again. All right, get it.
I'm gonna
Hit it with your
floor.
Hit your door. Wait. Okay. I don't think that's moving at all.
No.
But what do we have? We have a floor jack. Let's just try
That's
to.
smart.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we can just jack up on this thing and it's gonna straighten it out, or at least bend it out of our way. So we're gonna try that.
You think I should go on that brace, or if I should try to
I'd get on the outer edge. Maybe right out here.
Oh gosh, man, this Jackson's a piece of crap.
We don't have any room next to the wall. There you go, keep going. Maybe get closer to the... yeah, if it's going, just keep going. I don't like the noises it's making.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that either.
And I'll try lowering it, see what happens. Twist the handle. Yeah, maybe go on the end.
And maybe go
I think we just have to go past what we think it has to be.
yeah, it'll rebound a bit.
Twisting it the wrong way.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay, I'm an
You're
idiot.
loosening the jack. Let's see if we can get it to bend. Probably you don't have any room next to the wall there. Is it going? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Keep going. So I think we just gotta go past because it's gonna recoil.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what that does.
That might be good enough. Looks like
Where's
it's
that hammer at?
Oh, right behind you, right there.
I'm just gonna put that brace back in.
Good enough?
This is like,
See what we can do.
this is perfect now. It's just what it was before, right? Stop videotaping me, you freak.
What are you doing?
I'm thinking.
Does it hurt?
No, because I have a brain unlike you.
So now basically we have to take 2 measurements. We're going to have to measure, and we want to make sure that this string, we're going to pick a common point on this wheel. We got to make sure that this space where the string is here is equal all the way around. And then the second measurement we have to take is actually going to be, we have to go like from cinder block to cinder block on the other side, and the same with the jack stands on the front, and make sure it's all square. Once we do that and it's all squared up, then we can start marking and taking some of our adjustments. So we're going to do that. We're going to grab the tape measure. What the fuck?
It's childproof, Garrett.
Why? It shows a little scissors like to cut.
Maybe you need a scissor then.
Oh, I see. I see what it is. There, that was, yes. All right.
How's that not having a brain going for you?
So, we want to get an equal point from the string, and we're going to pick a common point on the wheel for this. I'm just going to use this bottom lip of the center cap here, because this is about as high as we can go. And as long as we're the same all the way around, we should be good. So we're going to put it on the bottom of the center cap. You know, we're about 1 7/16 exactly. So 1 7/16 on this side. I'm going to get the same thing over here. So we're going to have to come out the block a little, because that's only about 1 4/16. So this has to come out just a little bit. And now we're too far. This is the frustrating part. This is the time consuming. This is why you pay someone to get alignment done. You don't do this. Oh, we're so close. There's 1/16 of an inch off. This part's important though. You don't want this to be off, so don't skimp on this. Just deal with it. There. Now we gotta do the same thing on the other side. So our goal is 1 7/16 all the way around. Here we go. So from there, the next thing we have to do is we're gonna go around and we're gonna measure, like I said, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna measure the strings in the front from jack stand to jack stand, and then from cinder block to cinder block. So we wanna make a perfect square. So we wanna make sure that the distance between the cinder blocks and the string on the jack stands is the same. So you make sure you wanna measure from the actual string itself. You don't wanna measure from here because that's not gonna be accurate. Your line that you're measuring is the string. So we're gonna go from string to string. Right there. And we are at 76.5 inches. All right, so we're good back there. So now we're gonna measure this in relation to the back of our tire and the front of our tire and that distance that we have. So if our alignment's on, these two should be exactly the same, our toe. So if our alignment's true, it should be the same. And again, we're just doing toe right now. So camber would be top and bottom of the wheel, in or out. And toe is gonna be if this wheel is pointing this way or out this way. So if it's this way, obviously you're gonna have a bigger gap here than you have in the back. And if it's towed out like this, you're gonna have a smaller gap in the front and a bigger gap in the back. So all we're checking is our toe, so we're gonna measure from this point of the string to the tire and from the front part of the string to the tire. Then we'll adjust with our tie rods. All right, so now we made sure everything's squared up. We measured the distance between our front strings by the jacks and our rear of the string by the cinder blocks to make sure that everything's parallel so we have an accurate measurement. Then you're gonna wanna re-measure your center point to your string, make sure they're equal on both sides of the vehicle. Then obviously this isn't going to be quite as accurate as a true alignment would be, but you're going to measure from a relative point on the tire in the back and the front, and that's going to tell you your distance is off. I'm going to pick this seam on the middle of the tire here, center the end of my tape on there, and just barely touch the string. And we're at 2 12/16, and we're at 2 14/16 in the front. So obviously we're measuring the center cap distance, and then from the tire it's going to be a little different because this is going to probably stick out farther than our tire is. So this side actually should be good. Our toe should be set perfectly on this side because the measurement on the front and the back is dead on to 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to go to the other side. Then you're going to repeat your steps. One thing that we did change, or one thing that we didn't film, is we rolled the truck back over these 2 pieces of cardboard. So that's supposed to act as our turn plates, and there's 2 pieces of cardboard sandwiched together so that it'll turn easier. You also want to make sure your steering wheel is straight forward. So start your vehicle and make sure the wheel is as straight as possible. We're going to take our measurements back here. We're at, whoa, this side's way off. So we're at 1 9/16 in the back and 2 inches in the front. This tire wear actually makes sense for the issue that we're having. This side is farther away than the back is, so that tells me that the tire is doing this. It's tilted in, and that's going to scrub this outside edge. Again, this is only going to do your toe. You're not going to know if you have a camber issue doing it this way, but the camber, if you have positive camber, which means it's tilted this way, that's going to roll and wear out the outer edge of your tire as well. we can't check that. We're only going to deal with toe. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, you can see the tie rod here on the steering gear. We're actually gonna loosen this nut, and then we're gonna turn this, and we're gonna try to push this out. So we're gonna turn this out and get this tire pointed more in that direction. What I'm gonna do first, just in case you wanna go back to where you were, put a little mark on here. So put one there, and then we'll put one there. So they're hard to see in the camera, but I can still kind of tell where those are. So that way we can put it back if we want to go back to scratch. So next thing we're going to do is loosen this, and we're going to try to turn this tie rod out. I'll try to break this free. This is hard to do if you don't have a lift. I really have no angle on this thing at all. It's just really empty now. There we go. Sometimes all it takes is a little heat. Now that's loose. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep this one on here, and we're gonna grab up on top here, and we're gonna adjust this part. So you wanna hold this nut and try to break that free from the other side, and hopefully this nut releases the tie rod from the outer portion. Grab a pipe wrench. Now we want to hold this with this crescent as best we can. Then you're going to try to turn this inner portion. And it's actually moving, thank God. Just like that. Now we're just going to leave that there. We're going to check to see where we're at. All right, so what we're looking for is this measurement and this measurement to be the same. That means our tire is going straight down the road. It's not towed in or towed out at all. So go again from here. It's about 2 2/16, and we get 1 13/16 in the back. So we go out a little bit farther. We're getting closer. Hopefully we're getting closer.
What was this side before?
That was
This looks like 2 2/16.
2 2/16.
Yeah.
Good. It was 2 and 14, or 2 4/16. Good.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we got our measurements equal. Now we got to tighten it up. So when you tighten it up, keep your pipe wrench on the tie rod, and then you want to move that nut, because if you move it without the pipe wrench being there, you're going to screw everything that you just did up again. So you want to snug this up. It doesn't have to be crazy tight, but you want it to be not so it's not going to go anywhere and you're going down the road. All right, so you can see this is in that 1 and, what is that, 13? 1 and 13/16 range. Back here, we're also at that 1 and 13/16 range. All right, so we were able to pull almost a full 1/4 of an inch of toe out of this thing. So like I said, that means the front of the tire was going like this down the road, which is going to make sense to wear the outside of that tire. The other issue that I think we have going on is on your other side. Obviously, the toe was perfect, because as long as those two measurements from the front of the tire and the back are the same, and you've made sure that all your lines are square in the front of the vehicle and the back of the vehicle, your toe should be true as long as those two measurements from front to back of the tire are the same. So that leads me to believe that you do have a camber issue going on the front, so we'll have to get that on an actual rack to do that portion of it. But if you're just trying to do an alignment, a toe-in alignment on yourself at home, this is an option for you. It takes quite a bit of measuring. We did some measuring off camera, and It took us a while to set it up, but like I said, you want to be pretty accurate when you do this, so we wanted to make sure that our measurements were exact. So we measured quite a few different times, make sure our string wasn't touching anything, but we got the toe on this side fixed. We're talking 1/4 of an inch, which is quite a bit when you're talking alignment. You go on an alignment rack and it goes like 0.001, and you can see it with that much precision. So to do that on your own with string and to take 1/4 of an inch out of something, I kind of think that had something to do with your with your tire problem that you have.
Yeah.
So obviously we got to kind of look at the camber, which you'd have to do on a real rack. Like I said, I've kind of thought about trying to make a jig, and I think if we used little levels, it would actually work. But you'd want to make sure all your jigs were square and everything. So I think for that, it'd just be easier if you're messing with camber just to go and check it on an actual rack. But I hope you guys like this little Sunday video. I hope it helps you out a little bit. If you want to adjust your toe at home, this is something you can do. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it can be done. Shift, wrench, repeat. We upload every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Again, we're trying to reach that goal of 500 subscribers. If we can get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to do another tool giveaway. So do anything you can. Share the video, like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button down below and hit the bell so that you're notified every time we upload a video. Catch you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.